Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Powers 3 replay. So on the left side as the blue Dutch, we have Joewaschl. So on the right side as the red Swedes, we have Gnik. Does take time to clean up this there, get about 50 coins. And looks like, let's take a look at the natives map wall before we see any of the decks selected. There looks like 3 groups of natives in this map. We have the House of Vaza, does access to the Royal Arquebus, Swedish skirmisher that can fight along the front line thanks to its high hit points in melee, benefits and promotions, and the Winged Hussar. Up here, we do have House of Witten, which does give him access to the Tabant, a hand infantry with high hit points to protect nearby units by absorbing some damage, and Saxon Cuirassiers. And another House of Vaza. So House of Vaza, and House of Witten. Which the only way to get to House of Witten is through crossing the sea.
Commando?
Of course, we do have now this gunman going down. And now we do have a cards deck selected. For the Dutch, we do of course got villagers, 1 bank, increased build limit, 1 bank increases bank limit by 1 and merchant limit, both of them the same. Now Militia, House of Nasu gets a free market wagon with free research, all for the exploration age research, exotic hardwoods, which could be good on this map here for some fishies. Got the cores of woods, pikemen, hussars, another bank. Actually, this one does not increase the limit either, so good note. Infinite outpost, advanced arsenal, fencing school, school of riding school, and Irish brigadiers. And this does not make them permanent in the saloon. And then, of course, we do have the halberdiers. We do got the skirmishers, infantry combat, routiers, cavalry combat, refrigeration, and the German Black Riders. Tulips, speculation, factory, and factory. So a lot of looks like the Dutch player is eyeing for heavy banks. And the Swede does have, of course, the villager here and the advanced market. Does get the free market wagon, which is useful, but it's a little bit of a weird one to get. He may not be very good at balancing resources to go for that, or is purposely going to focus on a high collection resource to trade, which wood is the least collectible one, if that makes any sense. Wood, gold, hussars. We do got the infantry hand attack, or just hand attack. Just call it hand attack, not infantry or cavalry, and hand defense or hand hit points. Affordable light artillery, can fire and reposition quickly, as well as good against infantry. Also gives 1 leather cannon and artillery foundry. 2 leather cannons. The Eisenberg Ironworks corpse gather coin 100% more quickly from mines. Dominions delivers a number of torp wagons, and the March of the Halberds increases hits, however you pronounce that, in movement speed, enables them to be in the commerce age. We got wood, we got those names I can't pronounce. Platoon fire, Carolines to inflict more damage with the range attacks, switch to heavy cap, so increases damage and bonus damage. Leather cannons. Leather cannons can train faster and upgraded to infantry guns. Range cavalry combat. Snaplock Carolines, and that name I can't pronounce. Range and line of sight increase. You know, 3 range for the Carolines, 1 range for the Hoplikelties, however you pronounce that. Fort wagon allows to your town, allowing to construct a mighty fort. Fighting nearby your forts now causes soldiers to yield twice as many experience points, so it gets an aura benefit for his fort wagons. Jaegers and trample tactics. factory, and then German mercenary contracts. German mercenaries can be hired from the barracks, stable, and galleons, increase all mercenary attack, enables the usage of Black Riders, Landsknechts, and Jaegers from the barracks. Very nice. Neither player has deployed out the trading post just yet. And now we've got the advanced market being employed out by the Swedes now. We got more torps being employed out as well, which will help them collect up these resources. Berries. We don't actually see the blueberry card as well. That's usually a staple. Or making them berries a staple. We go on heavy torp wagons there. It looks like there's the torp wagon column there. Which, of course, does allow a bit of gold generation and food generation there. There's a free market, which does also result in better trades. And looks like both players eyeing a little bit idle, so let's fast forward a little bit. We got some skirmishers being put out by the Swedes. Or no, did you just cancel those? You may have canceled those, going for the wood chopping research. The Dutch are actually eyeing for the skirmishers. Yeah. So the Dutch are eyeing for a bit of a force. Has deployed out the one bait wagon there since it does increase the build limit, so we need to go for this one first. Now moves on advanced forward with a sizable force. And let's see what red is eyeing for defense at the moment. Oh, he is eyeing for the ice card force to get the torp wagons collect faster. Place coin faster. These villagers, one villager does go down. He does have access to the next age. He is eyeing for the next age. That's a little bit dangerous. He has no barracks, no military production whatsoever. So it does get the increased health for his villagers. Really doesn't realize he could probably try overrunning that town center. I can do 32 damage. Skirmishers do only do 12. And this will increase the core torp wagons now provide 0.54 gold per second, which is good. It's getting good resource generation, that's for sure, but he desperately needs to get out enough wood for going for a stable. His stables will be useful versus the skirmishers, so he doesn't go for light range, he needs to go for heavy cav. So he has to be careful with pikemen. They will not deploy on the field. Let's see what deploys out. Swedes have plenty of population space at the moment. He has 20 villagers at the moment as well. The Dutch have 25 and has the banks. Multiple torps are going on down. He does have the stable there. You could try camping the stable of the pikemen, which are counter the stable units. And he's eyeing for villager attack that maybe eyeing for actual attacks with the villagers, not necessarily against the elves. There's seen a bit of fire there. Militiamen advancing forward, getting a bit of damage. The next age is almost available. Going down. He does get two Weatherkins here, which are good units, but has a lot of work in front of him. Now he's trying to hit some of these torp wagons. The Explorer hasn't picked on up. He may want to go for crack shot. Other games push forward along the militiamen. Explorer does go down there. He's eyeing for now the veteran Hapuka Pelt. It is light cavalry, which the skirmishers will do bonus damage versus.
Gasku.
They do have a bit of AoE damage for their range, but nothing too significant. They do have 10 range. The skirmishers do have 20 range. The skirmishers should be fine versus them. Now it's going for shipment of those same units I can't pronounce. The leather cannons could push forward to get some shots onto these skirmishers. Does get a nice hit there. Do 40 damage. They're getting some good hits. The skirmishers have 120 health. They don't do any bonus damage. Oh, they just do bonus damage to infantry, so they will one-shot these skirmishers. Exactly. So he needs to go for any sort of health increase so these leather cannons don't one-shot him. He's trying to get some of these torps now replaced. Not this one just yet. He's also mining from one torp gold mines as well, or copper mines. The skirmishers are advancing on forward. Does get a bit of damage there. Pikemen are able to get these guys in melee. Skirmishers getting some good damage. More skirmishers now pulling on the field as well. Those are starting to gauge these guys in melee. These guys do bonus damage in melee with a melee attack, but it's not great though. Yeah, take out those skirmishers there. Of course, these guys are higher age of quality, does get increased health on them as well. Now it's going for more leather cannons. Yeah, let's get the increased health on these skirmishers there so the leather cannons won't one-shot them. Now do have 8 skirmishers being pulled on the field as well.
Climb.
We have 7 bank wagons now pulled on the field, which is... doesn't say there's all... Yep, does say the limit there, just I only have to have 1 select. But we will get some good gold income. Each one's providing 2.75 gold per second. Got church over here as well. Eyeing for some halberdiers, heavy infantry, which these guys do not do bonus damage to them. They do get, of course, a bit of AoE, which could be effective. Food right now is eyeing for just more villagers at the moment. Question mark, the horsey boys? I'm not sure what he's referring to. We now have some veteran routier pulling the field, both players in commerce age as well. Routier do bonus damage versus light range. Or not light range, just heavy cav. These guys are classified as light cav. More routier opponent fields, it's more or less equal footing there. Skirmishers getting some good hits. Leather cannons making their way forward. No additional damage onto them. So they will get some good damage from wounded units. Halberdiers paints it forward. Here's new bonus damage versus a siege weapon. Light cannons only have 50 pierce range armor. These routier are pretty stacked up. They're taking a lot of splash damage from both the Apocalypse and the leather cannons. More routier now poured on the field. The formations were not good for the Dutch, so it took a lot of splash damage. He does take out all the leather cannons here. Those leather cannons decide to fall back, so got the militiamen here, which are not going to be useful. If needed, you could always go with the rural arquebus, get some skirmishers. All units hit points by 5%, so there's some good research here if needed as well. In which both players can get some additional torp wagons through this research as well. Like, eyeing for more of those cavalry units. He needs to focus more of a counter disease and be more and more on the field. Skirmishers, of course, a good item for that purpose. Now it looks like the Dutch is eyeing for riding school, which he may be eyeing to get some more routier with that. He does have second talent in the field as well, so he should be able to pull out his merchants pretty quickly. And he does, of course, have both of these, so his merchant increase by 10. So his merchant count does go up to 60, which does also allow him to get a massive possibility for additional military units, while the banks provide some solid gold income at home. He could turtle up and just eye for farms at home, use the banks as coin. Won't be a great source there. But he can also eye for some fish out at sea as well to get some more food if needed. Right now, he won't be able to venture out to some of these food sources. This one's probably possible. This one's probably not possible unless his force gets up here. Neither side has gone for trade posts either, and some torque is now being employed down south as well.
Yeah.
Got a big amount of Dutch housing going on up. Some of these villagers may get picked off there. And now it's going for the paper cartridge there. Those villagers do get gunned down. Made lose some of these housing there. We're here now pushing forward, trying to engage them. We do have a falconet here. There's one that's great in this composition. Jeez, these guys have a lot of health. They have 100 and 315 health at the moment. He can go for infantry comp, but this is the Dutch. He has gotten quite a bit of research there. Range, hit points, health, and attack increased. Which appears to be his only research he has on them through here. So right now they have about a 50% health increase. 15% there. I'm not sure where the other 35% is coming from. Maybe from the veteran research. He does have the artillery foundry here. He did not get the advanced foundry research. The Dutch has that. Right now, these guys have a lot of health. They do cost 190. The routier person costs a lot less, so these guys are much higher quality in cost. Nearly cost them twice the amount than routier. Falconet just trying to fire away. Eyeing up the skirmishers up in melee. Turn over on the Falconet now. Skirmishers just need to be in general aim move forward to get some damage. More skirmishers being pulled in the field. Doesn't have any halberdiers mixed on in to engage in melee. Right now he's in trample attack, so it does get massive AoE damage. Now I got the militiamen being pulled out of the field. Does fall back there. These guys don't have great siege attack. Got some villagers on these mills. He hasn't consumed these berries just yet. He also decided to mix in some halberdiers at the moment. What cards do you have that improve the halberdiers? Infantry combat does affect them.
Ik voel me nu wat sterker.
That's cavalry combat. How much population space do these guys take? They do take 2. I don't have any route here to compare them to. See if they cost any 1. Look, they only cost 1. Yeah, it's hard to say what you should deploy on the field. Route here, these guys do not do bonus damage versus infantry, so the halberdiers would be good versus them if they can get into melee. The problem is, it's sort of hard to get into melee sometimes with a slower unit like this.
Commando.
Skirmishers, however, would be a good item to mix on in with the halberdiers. Let's get some route here. It does get an outpost as well.
Ja.
Man, the Dutch has quite a bit of wood stored up, so you may want to stop collecting so much wood and start eyeing other reasons there. Falconet may draw some fire, and here comes the trample mode. And halberdiers having trouble connecting. They didn't get a single swing off. There's some good damage there onto these units. Time for more skirmishers. He could try going. No, he doesn't have access to the fort wagon. Not sure what he should deploy on the field. He has been pulling out counters, but they've just simply been not adequate enough. Right now, they're up to 347 health.
Ja.
Trying for more research there. Eye for more skirmishers. He does have all his housing available for population space. So got a sizable force here. Got some Jaegers now mixed on in, which are a skirmisher variant. So they do bonus damage versus heavy infantry, in which his opponent composition, it'll be good versus halberdiers, not good versus skirmishers.
Commando. Ja.
So I'm advancing forward, trying to hit that falconet. Gets a bit of damage there on the routier, or not routier, onto these units.
Commando.
Routier is now advancing forward. Does drop a good number of them, which is about 600 resources. The falconet is about 500 resources, so it's about an equal trade. More routier being put on the field. I think he has all of his villagers put on the field. Yeah, he has 60. Here what sounds like fishing. Looks like Red's eyeing for a bit of fishing out here.
Commando.
And Taurus I have pushed all the way up here as well on the coin.
Klaar.
He is collecting a coin with these villagers there, not solely relying on the banks. So I'm advancing forward. We see a bit of fire there. We got a force of 66 here. His opponent has a force of 37. Of course, these guys have 2 populations, so just assume about 70 or 60. These 5 here make 70. We also got some priests being put on the field. Heal up these guys in between the fights.
Redo.
Maybe a good idea to start torching down some of these torps since he sees them being utilized. Swedes right now also only has 52 villagers at the moment. He is going for the next age. He may want to hold off for a bit of a timing tack. We do now have the cavalry combat being researched by the Dutch. He needs to either go to the next age sooner rather than later. He has a bit too much wood collected on up.
Commando.
Now he's eyeing for additional farm there. Farm's not like a good source of food. Other food resources, of course, are better. He's not eyeing for any additional resource at the moment. He has multiple states now on the field as well. Corps are everywhere, collecting some more resources. Not sure what this is saying down there. We do now have another. Looks like going for the German mercenary contracts, not for the factories.
Valmiina.
And now I do have the. I think that's going to be the upgrade for these guys here. Yep, that was the upgrade for them. Sizable force here. Has some Jaegers going in, starting to force down these torps. These guys are quite stuck up there. Trying to advance forward, trying to get the trample attacks. These routiers need to start engaging. Halberdiers pushing forward as well. See the damage there. Halberdiers getting some good hits, but they're getting annihilated. There's too many in trample mode right here. Routier are now pushing forward. See a bit of AoE damage. Like these forces are starting going down, but it took a large number of the skirmishers down with them. Skirmishers gonna start pushing the way forward, at least try to torch down these torps. The Dutch players not eyeing the next age just yet, trying to get some more routier. Air stable's not being built out as well. Monks are able to heal up this force here.
Valmiina.
A little bit wounded. Homesteading there, which I believe is the gold research. The plant estate research there. He's asking if there's any counters to him. He's doing quite well with the skirmishers, honestly. Right now, his halberdiers are not really spec'd up enough. Oh yeah, he's saying he doesn't want to deploy them out because his opponent could blow out Jaegers. Let's get a bit of damage there. He has a good number of halberdiers pulled on the field. Now he's able to advance to the next stage. He needs to get to the next age as soon as he can. And he's going for the cavalry marshal, which may get him some more cavalry, I'm guessing.
Commando.
Right now, the population is 158 out of 200, 165 out of 200. Arsenal has been put on the field, going for some research now. He has actually not gotten the Arsenal research, so these guys, these cavalries can be buffed up. And some of these gold mines are starting to be depleted from the torps. So he still is relying on the estates for extra gold. Factory wagon now pulled on the field, may get that for more gold generation. Though right now, heavy cannons wouldn't be half bad to engage this force. The Drabants. He is on to perhaps push forward. You have some veteran Hussars here, which Drabants do. Bonus damage versus them. Starting to go to the next age. Getting out more Hussars, more Routier. And does have now one shipment available. Could get out of, well, probably, also, Factory Wagon or even the Tube Speculation wouldn't be half bad.
Yeah.
Let's get some more Routier out in the field. He needs to get on for the research now. The red player has a small timing window before the research is complete. Let's see the damage there. The AoE effects are, of course, still used for the range attack. Now trying to stop those Jaegers from being alive. Let's head into trouble connecting. Root here now engaging melee. Trying to tap those Jaegers up in melee. Skirmishers just need me in general aim move forward to hit everything. So right now they're in move forward. Command forward, getting a bit of extra damage there. He does have some reaches there, going for out some more routiers. And right now, just able to get enough mass to overrun these cavalry units. The Swede right now is trying to build up more. He has some resources to work with. He needs more food. He's been neglecting the food. He's getting out some more fishies. The factory wagon is on gold. He may want to set them on food at the moment because he has plenty of gold at the moment. He needs the food. Does kill off that villager there. Priests are here. Got a small force here. Nothing too significant. And the priests do go down. And the thing as well, he can't use trample attack. There's just too much force here. Cavalry's, of course, keeping them away. That's trying to force down these torps. Jaegers, of course, firing away. Those routiers do go down. Routiers also pretty accessible for the Dutch since it mostly costs gold. Villagers being brought on in as well. They're getting gunned down as well. And now the factory wagon for the Swede. While more Havadiers over here, he does have two ships available. May just want to go for the wagon, the factories. Or at least to speculation, because it is something passive. Don't have to worry about it. Barracks kind of going down. These units are charging their way forward. Eyeing for the trample mode. Havadiers trying to make their way forward. Getting some great damage there. And the skirmishers just getting annihilated. And that is the end of the replay. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.